Okay, hello. Oh no, I'm a little bit looking at my glasses and then I see that there's a mirror effect, but I don't know how to manage that. So, okay, it's like that. Okay, this is about non-duality. Non-duality is a strange word. A lot of people never heard of it and it doesn't matter at all. It's really uh, in some way, the non-duality has something complex for me. It's maybe I didn't like also the to look and to read people from India because I couldn't follow it. It was too, for me, it was too complicated, and I thought I had to understand. So I was looking for somebody who could explain it well, and thought when I will understand, there will happen something. And for me, Tony Parsons was someone who did speak much more simple and much more understandable, and that it was not so much something to reach somewhere and to be perfect in some kind of way. And still there were some concepts. When the me was falling away, there was some I could say maybe disappointment, because there was still a concept there about that everything would be more relaxed, more feeling free or feeling at home, or all more loving. I looked for the love. I didn't feel the love, something I thought it would be like that. But it wasn't like that. It was so normal that it, even after a while, it felt like it didn't happen at all. And when I look back, it doesn't happen. And that's a strange thing, because when you live in the world of me, everything seems very real. There's time, there's before, there's after, the stories seems very real, and you walk along other people and they influence you and you react on them and all that. And everything seems very real. And when there's no me, it's also very obvious that there is no world. And everything is just apparently there. And if you see that, or if it's not seen, it doesn't matter so much. It's just what's happening. So that the me will always find something that it isn't right yet, or it is not yet happened, that it isn't real, or there is something not happened yet, or something like that. And also the me loves complication. So when it isn't understood, it tries to make something more real or more with a lot of questions, and make it more like, oh, is it like this or is it like this? And when there's no me, everything is so simple and it's so normal that even that there is something changing or there's something changed, it doesn't look like that. It is it's so normal. I think even people who, well, when the me is not there anymore, it can be not noticed, because a lot of times in the day, there's no me. It's just things are happening. There's no complication. There's no abstract thoughts. There's just things happening. And then only sometimes suddenly, when there seems to be certain feelings, or I don't know, in all kinds of ways, sometimes the me comes back, and there's a lot of complication and thoughts about what is happening, and trying to convince other people or yourself, or trying to look better, or trying to get rid of awful feelings. And then it seems very strong. And in that time, there is also the looking is very strong, because then you feel like, oh, there's something missing, or there's something not right. So when there's no me, it's it's also seen that a lot of times on the day, there's also no me. And even that thinking about what is happening and what's going on and trying to analyze maybe, or trying to solve your problems, it's not done by the me, it's just happening. So it's even that is already no me. There is already no me. So there is nothing wrong. And that's the big misunderstanding. The big misunderstanding is that there's something wrong. And the me is the feeling there's something wrong, you could say, or the belief or the concept, there's something wrong, there's something missing, and I have to find it, I have to do it, I have to make it right. And the whole system, whole survival system is there to help and to have thoughts, to trying to feel better, to get a better life. This is not about having a better life. This is about, this is already it. There's nothing needed, different. There's just this. There's just this. And this is it. The looking is always for it. Nobody knows what is it because you can't say, but it is so simple and so singular. It's so one thing. It's just, but that's all different words. And it's just watching or moving or a feeling. It's just that. Very simple, very normal. Nobody can teach you because it's already there. No need to learn it because it's already happening. It's happening by no one. It's just life happening. That's it. Very simple, very normal. And yet, for me, it seems, like, what is it? So if there are any questions or any thoughts you want to share, you can do, and it can be about anything. It doesn't matter. If it's in the story, talking the story, it doesn't matter. There's no wrong, there's no good also, but there's also no wrong questions. Okay. I'm doing my best.
Rose?
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
So I wanted to ask you, sometimes, for example, I'm driving my car,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly I'm like, oh my God, I drove all this way without being there.
Yeah.
I get a panic, like I'm so lucky I didn't crash, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that would be the absence of the me, right?
Yeah.
All the time that I wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know, all the time that I wasn't there, there was nothing happening. I mean, no one was registering what was going on.
Yeah.
So, so if there's nothing, if it is like that, right?
Yeah.
Then what? I mean, nothing is going on there. I don't get the part maybe that you say it's unconditional love, or it's because there's nothing. I mean, no one is actually realizing, no one or whatever. There's no the function of awareness or whatever is not there. So I don't know, how is it?
Yeah, but unconditional love or freedom, you can't feel, you can't say, because it's everything. So you can't say when we talk about freedom or love, you have also an imagination about, or a thought about, what is love. It feels like love, but it's more the romantic love. And it's, or the love for a child, like, a certain feeling is it. And unconditional love is not a feeling. It's just everything. And still it is love. You could, that's, I can't explain that, because that, in the beginning, when there was no me, I had the same question, because I thought, oh, this is no me, but there's no love. I don't have that or feel that, or things like, it's just normal, but that's it. And I don't know, after some, yeah, in the story you could say after some time, but in a sense it's now I can say it is love, but unconditional. So it's everything, is it? So love is maybe a difficult word because that implicates a certain feeling, or you can feel it, and it's just nothing, but it's also everything. It's not only nothing, it's everything in the same time, and that's the love. So it's not only nothing. That seems like when there's driving and there's no one and it's just like that, but it's also in everything. It's everything is love too. So if there's a story, and if there's everything is, and it's in the parent story, of course, but it's love. Everything is, life is just love, or how could you say, it's joy in a sense, but it's of course it's also like this, and still there's aliveness. Aliveness is maybe a better word, because joy has also kind of good feeling. It's aliveness, and that's when there's still somewhere in me, that then it's not so apparent. It's there, of course, but it's not so apparent because all the attention goes to the story and anything. So it's nothing and everything. It's both.
So
that's, yeah.
I'm in the car, right? And the me is not there. I'm, that moment. And
Yeah.
if someone is sitting beside me and asks me something at that moment, the answer would be, oh, this is all aliveness, because I'm not there registering everything.
No, there can be no. There's just an answer. Then the answering is just happen. It's just life happening. It's not by the me answering. The me is not the answering machine, or how do you say it? It's not answering. It's just life. It's just when somebody is asking something, just there's coming an answer from nowhere, from nothing.
Okay. So this is actually happening right now. I mean, it's already happening.
Yeah.
But the presence of the illusion of presence comes with a lot of concepts and ideas that kind of like obscure that what already is.
Yeah.
It's also the presence, because what already is also presence.
Yeah, it's also the concepts, and yeah, of course, but it's energy. It's in that everything is just, maybe love is unconditional love is more difficult, because you have there's also the romantic thing in love, and energy is more neutral. Maybe energy is a better word for it. So everything is just energy. And it's energy, but it's alive. It's really aliveness. Also, like little children, they are everything. It doesn't matter what's happening. It's just aliveness, full on. And that's when there's no me. It's just full on. When there's a me, the me is a contraction. It's a survival system trying to get it right or make it better or things like that. So it has a purpose, and it's always trying to change. So the character is a bit like, oh, it has to be, oh no, it has to be, oh no, this is things like that. And when there's no me, or when that survival system isn't working anymore, it's just the character. And there can be old pain or old structures going on. That goes on. That can go on for a while or for a longer time. It depends. It's not yet immediately everything is relaxed. It's not like that. It's just energetic
it is just
thing.
Like the problem of the me problem. It would be like itself is real and everything is real. That's the whole.
Yeah. That's
like problem.
When there's a me.
Yeah, like there's a real me inside the me, or something like
that. That's so convincing. And also because of you have choice, it seems that you choosing to do something or not to do, or that's huge. That's so embodied. That seems so real.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
no. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Rosemarijn.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
I recognize the experience of unrest. I had it last week also.
Yeah.
I also had a feeling of I always fell asleep, but I just at the right moment I woke up.
Oh, that's something. Maybe that's something else. Falling asleep.
Yeah, but yeah. Um, but it's a yeah. Um, a kind of play also, yeah, between me and. So there's nothing to do about me.
I don't understand what you say now.
I'm sorry. It's the image. What now is coming up is maybe it's good when I can kill the me.
Yeah. That's the big search about when there's this kind of meetings. Then it seems like no me is better than a me. And then we are looking for no me, and how can that happen, or what is no me, or a lot of questions are coming. Trying to recognize when there's no me, or oh, it's already less, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still a search. The me is very intelligent, and then when there's a search, and then the search, or a lot of concepts are falling away, and there's a new search about non-duality or no me, then the search will be to know me, and then there are common questions about that, and analyzing and trying to find or trying to measure how far you are, or to compare with other people, or all those complex things then are coming in the same it's in fact it's the same as when there's trying to make yourself better in personal health or things like that. It's the same method. We are using the same methods always. Then when it was used in personal health or growing, then it's used here too. So it's the same system then, but it's very embodied. So it seems so normal and seems the best way, or something like that, and so convincing. And it's just a search. It's just a survival system, trying to get rid of the pain or rid of the stress, something like that. But it will never happen. We talked about that. It will never happen. It's just, and the funny thing also is it has no power at all. It seems like it's very important, and it's very. I was busy with it all day, with analyzing and trying to feel and trying to see what was happening and all things, and it has no influence at all in what's happening. Oh, that was awful to notice that. I saw, oh my God, it has no influence at all. It's just something going on somewhere, and it seems very important, but it's nothing. It's just, and it's not wrong, but it's just nothing. And life is just going on, like walking and thinking, and you're in your mind, you're busy so, and then there's just walking. That's it. And the walking is it. Already. Wow. Oh, just the walking. Oh my God. Mm.
And Rosemarijn, may I ask you?
What, wait. I was still talking to Anita.
Yes. Yeah, okay, no problem.
I recognize that. No, and I'm lost the question. Lost what to say. It's okay. when it's important, then I come back.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay.
So, Rosemarie, when you speak now, for example, that everything what you do has no any influence.
Mm.
So, for example, if I study with my son now, I prepare him for school.
Mm.
So, can you explain me this on this example? For example, I think I am preparing him now because tomorrow he has to write something. The teacher tell me you prepare him for tomorrow. So actually, I understand that there is no one who is teaching. It's not me, but it just happened that I teach him.
Yeah.
But this teaching has influenced it on his knowledge, not his, but this body, apparently body of my son,
Yeah, it
his knowledge is.
seems. Yeah, because then practical things, you can learn practical thing, and by maybe trying to learn on riding on a bicycle or things like that. Yeah, that's
So
how it
these
happens
things,
in the world. Yeah, yeah, that's
So
just in the
this
world.
seems to be like influenced, these practical things.
Yeah, but there's no meaning on it, and then it seems like if you see it in the story, and if in time you see there's an improvement or something like, and but there's also, and what the survival system is more like, it's very important that it improves, and it's very important that it and there's something going on with it, and that's to me, and just, and for the rest it's just life happening, it's learning something, and it seems that it's learning something, but it doesn't matter if it's not, then it's not, so what. And also with education, it seems so important for a better life, because it's always about a better life. But it isn't seen that this is it already. And it's not wrong to educate or to do things, but it's just what's happening. But there's no importance. And that's
So
more the survival thing.
this is what I have now, just do it because it happened, but I have no any, I don't know, any ambition why to do it, or I think that the biggest problem is that where there is still the biggest problem is time, because I live in time, and I think that this is so difficult because we all the time see some future or something, So,
yeah, with children it seems like that, of course, that you think, in the future you have a better job or things like that.
It's very difficult for I to have imagined that there is only this what's happened, and there is no past, there is no future. I think this is the worst things.
But it will never be understood. It's not about
I know it. I know.
That's,
I know.
and it doesn't need to be. It's just, it's
Yeah.
already okay.
Yeah.
It's already what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for I, it's not so okay.
No, I understand.
I know. Okay. Thank you, Rosemarie.
Okay. Yeah. There's a chat. it's already as it is. There is already no me. But you can say, but you can say that, why can't I? Because when there's a me, the me is the belief, the embodied belief that there's something wrong. It's embodied, and there's something missing, there's something wrong, there's something not yet right. And then when there's, at a very young age, it's created a survival system just to make it right, to try to look for what was missing or what was lost. Something is lost, it seems like that. And then, because everything seems very real, it's looking in the world, it's looking into the real world for what is lost. And that's the misunderstanding, because the real world there, it's not in there is no real world, but it's so convincing and so normal that then when you say there's a me or no me, it's always something. It seems like a thing, like something you can imagine or you can feel or you can think of. And this is about something which can't be spoken of. And that seems very mysterious. So the mind loves that, also the me loves that, because, oh, I'm looking for the mystery, and it gives a good feeling to look for the mystery. But the mystery is only there when there's a me and who thinks that everything is real and very solid, and have a lot of abstract thoughts about how to find it, of how to do it. But if I say, when it's not only about there's no me, it's also about this is it. And it is also the looking. The search is, of course, also it. So the thoughts is also it. If you can tell about if you already is it. So, but when you say this is it, then there's something in the whole survival system that say, okay, but I can't feel it, but I can't understand it, but I can't. There's always something like that, and that's the only difference. The rest is just the same as here. There's no difference, but there's something, and that's so embodied. That's not only in the mind that you can say, oh no, everything is okay. There are a lot of books written about that, of course. A lot of people saying everything is okay. There's no good and wrong and da 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 da. And still, when there's something going on, then suddenly that survival system is just sneaking in and doing a thing, and it seems so normal. It's sometimes even not noticed. It's so embodied. And when that's not working anymore, it's just so obvious that how can it be that then there's a feeling like, or a sense like, oh, there's something wrong. Of course there's nothing wrong. It's just what's happening. It's just that. But if you say that when that survival system is still working, it's just a concept. You can say it and believing it, and okay, that's also some there can be some clear thinking also. But this is about energetic. So the words can have some influence maybe, but I don't know. Maybe it's something when there's a meeting like this with people, there's no answer to questions. There's no, not seeing you as a person. So there's not coming an answer in that sense. Then there's something energetic, what's going on. And that's what's happening in these meetings. And that can be freeing, but it can also be making it more tense. I don't know. Everything is so individual. You could say everything for everybody is so different. And that's what's going on. It's not about words. It's something else. You can't even notice, maybe. It's just when I was going to Tony Parsons in those Yes, I'm still sometimes going, but when I was going to Tony Parsons, who's also talking about this, I thought I was getting more clear and more clear, and there was something after. Now I know that I can't remember that it was like that, but in that time I didn't notice. But now I see, oh, there was kind of something growing and making my system not work so well anymore. And I didn't even notice. It was something going on. It was getting my concepts away, like something like that. And it felt like, oh my God, it's about loss. It's about losing concepts that feel so solid and gave me a good feeling or give me a lot of hold. And it was just lost. So this is about loss. This is not about reaching something. It's more about loss, but not loss you can't do. It's just happening. And it doesn't always feel very nice, but that's what this is about. It can also be in the body. This body is also very tense, always has been very tense. So when there's relaxation, wow, it hurts. So that's the same thing. Losing concepts sounds like a process. Yeah, of course. I'm trying to explain it in the story, because otherwise you can't speak of this. It's like talking in the story, and in the same times there is no story, there's only this. There's nothing happening. It's only an apparent happening. So it's talking in two worlds. That's the strange thing. That's paradoxical. That you talk in the story to explain some things, and in the same time, of course, there's no story, and there's already no me. So losing concepts, of course, isn't happening. It's just this. There are no concepts. It's also a story, of course. Talking about concepts is a story. Everything is a story. There's only this. There's only talking, without any reason, without any importance, just words. That's it. Sounds. But the abstract, how do you say, the brain is still working. So there can be talking about concepts and about things that were happening in the story. It seems to happen in the story, but in the same time, of course, there's no story, there's no concept. There's only this. There's only, and it's so tiny and so not even only normal, but it's just the eyebrows like this. It's that's it. There's only this room. There's only the computer talking to moving heads. That's it. Or nothing more. Nothing is really going on. It's already this. It's already this. And this is just computer. That's it. As a child, there was no me, but then something happened. It lost something. That feels like that. When there's a little child, it's just aliveness, you could say. And there's no two worlds, it's just one. And then suddenly when the brain is more sophisticated, more in abstract thinking, when there can be abstract thinking, then suddenly when there's a contraction or a feeling, then suddenly it seems like, oh, and there's somebody else, and then that whole abstract thinking is starting to happen, and in the beginning it's not that much, but after a while it's just more. So then it seems like there's something lost, and then everything seems very real, so the survival system is growing and the whole thing is going on. But of course there's nothing lost. It's only a misunderstanding. but it's embodied, so it's energetic. It's not only a belief, it's energetic. There's a lot of more, maybe. It is just happening. So words are no importance. There are no really meanings. It's what the me gives to them as good or bad. Yeah, the me gives meaning. That, yeah, everything seems to have meaning or importance. When there's something lost, everything is then important, because then you are in a world but seems very real. So then, and you are there, so, and there seem to be other persons or other people, and then everything seems important for the me. That's for the me, that's, everything is important or not important, or but always busy with surviving and get a better life and trying to behave to be, have a better feeling, like that. It's always, it's a lot of times about behaving right or something like that. And it's no one doing it, it's just life. It's just life. There's no world, there's just this room, this computer, just those hands moving. That's it. No inside, no outside.
What is the relation between those two worlds?
There is no relation. There's no relation. The me world is only a dream. It's not real. It's just abstract, an abstract dream.
But by visiting the meetings of Tony Parsons, something happened. So it looks like the energy which there is at those meetings has influence on.
Yeah. It always, when there's a me, it will see it like that. Because when there's a me, relation between two things is just normal. So when there's talking about, this is about energy, and in those meetings, energy concepts are disappearing or something like that. Oh God, the me thinks, oh yeah, so I have to go to those meetings because then my concepts maybe are going lost or something like that. The me will always think like that. It can't see that there is no relationship. There are no two things. It's only one. There's only one thing. That there is no relation. There's no cause and effect. It can't see that. And when you talk in the story, you talk about cause and effect and things like that. That's confusing. I can understand that, because then you see, oh, but you said concepts are lost or something like that. Of course. But there's talking in the story, and that's more explaining things, but it doesn't really happen, of course. Because then you think like it's a process. It will always seem like that, but it's only explaining some things, and in the same time it's said that there's just this, there's only this, there's only breathing or looking or thinking anything.
Thank you.
Mm.
Rosemarie,
Yeah.
may I ask you? So
Yeah.
when it's only this, I know it's not possible to understand, but when there is only this,
Yeah.
and still there are memories.
One moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is no past, there is no future. I understand that I never can understand this because it's not possible. But when there are still memories
Mm-hmm.
from which, how to say, because if you say memories, for me, it seems to be, it must be in past, because memories means in English, in language, in grammar, memories means something what's happened in past.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you have memories, how is it like this?
But it's when you it's so literally a memory. Maybe the word is then strange, but a memory is just an image in the brain. That's it.
But this image is of some image.
Yeah, and it seems like because we're so used in time, and
Yes.
you think, oh, I remember that happened when I was like 10 years old, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's only an image, and it seems like that time. It's so literally, but it never happened. It's only this. Yeah, you can't understand that.
I know. So you mean that it's even never happened? So
No.
I know it's really very. So okay, if never happened, so how it's possible that this memory become? You know, how to say? You know, why I have, for example, memories about this when it was not actually real.
That's how it works. That's life happening.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know
Yeah.
how and how it works. I don't know. But and there are all kind of things that's so convincing, that makes everything so convincing that it's real, and that there are photos, and you have a movie of that time, and then you you can see it's really has happened. No, it's only a movie. No, because and it's so convincing, but it's only a movie. But it's so literally, and we are so used to to place it in that time and see, but that it's happened. You can't. Oh, it's the human brain is capable of everything, so it's so convincing. That's why it's so impossible to understand.
Yeah, I know.
It's so hypnotic that everything seems to convince that it's real, and there is time, and there is free will, and anything, and it has happened, and there is a past.
Yeah.
And the future, that's maybe a little bit more easy because it not yet happened, but already that is, but it will be there. So that's also something, but it's so convincing. Yeah, that's a difficult one.
Yeah. Sure. For this pastime, it's really difficult. For future, it's no problem, but this pastime, it's really, because I know that I can understand. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's only this. It's only images, and nothing has any importance. And that's also the survival system immediately attaches and then gives it importance of meaning, and then the whole thing is going on.
It's nice. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like to hear it even, you know.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, there's another one or not? Yeah. You said it's all about losing, and losing just happens without any cause, but it happens. So it will cost a lot of time in the story. Yeah, loss. I don't know. Losing loss happens, and that can be. I don't know how for everyone is different. Loss is not something you can do. Loss is happen like surrender or something like that. It's not. So this is not about surrender, but when there's I had a lot of I was so clear in this message, and it was still going on, because being clear for me was very important. And then suddenly that fell away. it was awful. It was awful. I felt so stupid and not knowing, and war. It was because knowing for me, in my story, you could say, it was very important. So getting clear was for me also very important. So I was someone getting clear and couldn't explain things. And when I was lost, no, I didn't like that. And after a while, it felt also as a relief in the same time. That's how it can go. It seems very important, and whoa, and then suddenly, oh, if they had asked me, "You want to lose it?" I would say no. it just went like that. Yeah. I thought I want to lose my me, but I don't want to lose that was very clear. I didn't want to lose that, but that was included. Yeah. So what fell away? So what fell away? So would you like to be a person again? And there was nothing instead. What? No. No. There's no. There. I wouldn't like when what I remember about that knowing. That was also trying to hold myself in a kind of way. So it was the same as behaving. And it seemed very important, but now I see it's without the knowing, it's much more easy. And I thought without knowing, I can't live my life properly, and people won't respect me or things like that. I won't love me or won't see me. But I don't care. I don't care anymore. So it's not about people loving me or respect or things like that. I don't care. It's just life. So, yeah, I don't know if this is the answer. The answers. Wait, one moment. One over this. Where do your answers come from? It's asked. It's from nothing. It's always from nothing. It's just nothing answering and nothing asking questions is the same. It's no difference between me and you. There's no difference. It's just working like that. So there's coming and there's it's coming. And because we are speaking words, it seems like there's something happening, but it's like this. It's the same. It's just the same. There's nothing going on. It's not important what I'm saying. It's just words, exchanging words. So it's coming from nothing, but it's not here from nothing. It's so special, and there's from the me. No, it's just, my God, that's in the story. A lot of people finding itself. That's what I thought. And that made me very important, like, oh, I have no me anymore. And the words come now from nothing, like that. Oh my God, it's so tiring. And I now I notice how tiring it was. It was so normal for me, but it gave a lot of tension because I had to hold myself and to behave in that way. And now it's just coming. And I don't know, it's just coming words, maybe. I'm saying it very clearly or not, I don't know. I don't even know. So it's just coming. Yeah, you want to ask, Andres?
Yes, Gloria, actually. Andres is my
Gloria.
second.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, Gloria. Oh, hello.
So when you say, for example, I don't care, is there
Yeah.
also a sense of not caring, or is just the words coming out of your mouth and you don't know?
Now, yeah, but not caring is not the same as I can say that everything is I'm not caring anymore. It's not like that, because then it seems like a bit nihilistic, like I'm not caring and everything can happen. It doesn't matter, things like that. Some people are like that, but God, that's there's a subtle difference. Like it doesn't matter if it's people love me or not love me. The feeling is of course different. There can be when my children say I don't love you anymore, like that, like this. That can be like that, and like oh my God, and a lot of tears are coming or things like that. Then I don't say I don't care anymore. So no, that's also behaving. That's behaving. Not caring means that what I mean is that it doesn't matter what's happening because everything is it, and not that it's nice, but it is it. When there's pain, there's pain. It's just like that. So I can't. There's nothing trying to change it, but it's also not that I do that. It's not that I do that. It's just going like that. It's not. It's not that I choose for that. Some people think like I choose, oh, I'm not caring anymore, and that, and it's a kind of behavior. And this is, yeah, I don't know how to say that. It's in the beginning it felt, now it's more I'm used to it, but in the beginning it felt like being naked because there's no protection or there's no system that tries to make it less painful or anything. It's just not working anymore. That's more it. Sometimes I'm trying, but it's just lost. It's just lost.
So, but for example, when if
Yeah.
as example, one of your children says, "I don't love you anymore,"
Mm.
pain or whatever,
Mm.
and but at the same time, there's like I don't know, like not like I don't care, but that this isn't really happening, or
No,
something
no, no, no.
like
That's
that.
no.
There's just
No. It's
that's
not in the mind. It's not in the mind that you think, oh, this is not real. Oh, this is not real. So, oh, that's I don't care. That seems if you. It's not that you think. Then when your children, my children say that to me, I'm not thinking, oh, but the world is not real. They are not real, so it's not happening now. That's concept. It's
it would be
just
like the appearance is like, for example, you feel in pain because they are telling you they don't love you, and not at the same time, but the whole arising has this sense of not realness and
yeah. That's more it.
more like
It's
that.
not. Yeah, and it's also seen in a certain, and I can't explain how that is because that's I can't explain, but it's it's pain and it's no pain in the same time. It's not. It's both, and also it's obvious that there's no relation between what is said and what is here, but it's not in the head. It's just I can't explain how that works.
It would be like
That's I don't
everything
know.
arising at the same time, like the pain and the sense of unrealness, or what I mean, everything, it's just one. You
Yeah,
cannot discriminate one thing from another.
yeah, and
There's
but it's
nothing that
not.
discriminates.
No, and but you can't. It's impossible to describe because then you make little parts of it, and it's not like that. It's just I can't say how it is. That's yeah. I can't say, and it's I don't know if it when they say it maybe there's some other reaction. I don't know. It depends. You can't say what will happen also, of course. But when there's pain, there's pain. And then maybe there's a reaction or no. Yeah. But it's the same as there, over there. It's no difference. In a sense, no. Yeah, no. It's just what's happening, because then otherwise it makes it what's happening here more special. Like, oh, there's a sense of not being there or something like that.
The only difference
It's
would
so
be
difficult to say.
the only difference would be maybe that here there's a sense of realness. I mean, it is real. Everything that arises is real. That would be the only difference. Maybe.
Yeah, and also that there's a relationship between you and your children or your daughter or something like that. And there's a relation, and then when there's a survival system, it's coming from there. Yeah, it's difficult to talk about something that isn't happening. So then it makes it a bit strange. You can't talk about that because it's much more simple, and then it becomes something, and then no, it's not. Yeah, I started with it, but then saying my daughter can say I don't love you, but it's more like an example, because you can't describe what will happen and how it is that there's no me, that it's not, because when there's a me, it seems like there's something real there's something happening, and I can't say how it is. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rose.
Yeah, okay. Mm. Oh, there was another question. Where do you answer from? Then there's not a thinking process of any kind. There can be thinking, but it's very soon stopped. And you could say it's forgotten, but could say that in the story, but it just stops. And then it's even not noticed that it stops. It's just thoughts are coming and trying to, when there's when I'm tired, something like that. There can be thoughts, and what was happening, and what did I do, and then it stops, and then it is not even noticed, and then suddenly I'm doing something else, and there's a remembering of wanting to try to be busy with that tiredness, but maybe that tiredness is already gone also. So like that, it's not working anymore. That's the strange thing. That survival system that seems so real and normal and basic and important, it's just not there anymore. It's just lost. That's the same as the me, of course. But it's so normal that it's not even noticed. I can imagine that people that it is lost and it's not even noticed. After maybe there are people never hearing of this, and it's not even noticed. Of course, it's so normal. Oh, there's some other chat. And there was nothing instead. Only that was another one. Something like remembering someone's birthday, for instance. It comes, it's there. Yeah, but it's the same as everybody. It can be remembered. You can forget it, but there can be remembering. But it's not me that remembers. It's just it's coming up or it's not coming up, and then we are so used to say, oh, I forgot your birthday. Oh, I did what I did. Oh my God, something like that. But it's just not coming. Yeah. And when it's coming, it's coming, and there's maybe writing a card or maybe not, I don't know. It's just happening. It has nothing to do with the me.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Nice to see you. So there is never actually a questioning of anything, like things arise,
Yeah.
you know, on their own and then subside on their own. There is nothing, right?
Yeah, there
Like
can be
the brain of the
questions. There can be. There
I'm
can be
sorry?
questions. There can be a question like, because I think maybe in that this brain was so much into analyzing anything, so there's a long, a long trip. Maybe there's still that sense of trying to do that again, and then, but there's no one to take it and to pick it up, something like that. So it's just falling away, and then. Yeah, that's it. But it's not noticed. It's not even noticed. It's not that I think, oh, I'm not doing that. It's when we talk about this, then I can tell about it. But normally, it's not even noticed. So something like that. It's so strange because when there's a me and the whole system and the thoughts are coming and trying to solve things or something like that. That seems so normal and going on all day, and you think everybody has that. And I'm not talking about that with other people or so, because people won't believe. They don't believe it. But that's all right. I won't talk about that because there's nothing going on. Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever arises is happening. That's all. Whether it's a thought or a project or is arising on its own, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There can be a thinking about food and a dinner, and thinking, oh, what kind of projects we going. That's what practical things. I think that's going on. That's more the practical side of the brain. But the whole problem thing, that's not happening, because problems
That's
are
not
more
happening.
like when there's sudden problems. There are no problems. There are no problems.
But I mean,
problems.
even going to shop for something or thinking about food is happening. It's not.
Yeah.
There is not a me that does it. It's just happening.
No, but that's the same as there. That's no difference. But you think maybe you think you doing it, but that's just a dream. But it's just happening. That's the same.
Right.
That's the difference. Yeah, it's already there. So
yeah. Thank you.
And then the me things on top of it. Oh, I should or should not, or and maybe that's coming too, because I thought when I'm in a queue and I see the queue was last in the shop, then I stood in the queue and I thought, oh, that will be a fast one. And the woman behind the desk, she was walking away and she didn't come back. So I was walking, so oh, I'm in the wrong queue, and yeah, that can happen too. It's just normal life. It's
right.
not like oh, everything is going right now. No.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rosemarie, may I have a question again?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you speak about this daughter, that the lady asked you, and you told her that you don't know what will be like a behavior if she tell you, for example, that she doesn't like you, that you don't know what's happened. So do you think if there is no one, that you can even, for example, that it can happen even that you kill himself, I mean the body? And I think it's possible. I mean, for example, that she tells you, I don't like you, and you told her that you don't know what will be your reaction.
No, I don't know.
Yes.
So for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. So even for example, you can kill. I mean, like a suicide. You can even do this.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
don't
just
know
ask
what
you,
will
not
happen.
you, but
Yeah.
if it's possible, everything is
Yeah,
possible.
everything. So you don't know.
Yeah.
But of course you don't know.
Yeah.
You never know. There's always not knowing. It seems so difficult in the sense from
Yeah.
knowing what is that, but it's never known. You don't know what's happening next moment. It can be the whole house can be coming down and you're
Yeah.
killed. I don't know. Everything can happen.
Yeah.
It's not knowing. There's no knowing. And that's the knowing is so strong that you want to know because that gives a feeling of safety. There's no safety. You don't know. You never
Yeah.
know. It's wild. It's
Wow.
just happening. And then everything is really planned and then suddenly, bam, Corona is coming. Something like that.
Yeah.
You never will think of that. You couldn't imagine that. It's only in movies, that kind of things. I wouldn't like to watch a movie with coronavirus
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anything can happen.
You know, it's for me. It's very important because even if it's still construct, it helps me because when my son died, he had this car accident, you know. But maybe even he won't kill himself. I don't know because he had some trouble with his girlfriend, you know. And all people tell me, you know, he was not responsible, you know, and all the times they told me, you know, you should behave him different, you know. I don't know why he did this and this.
Yeah.
And I was thinking very often about this first year. I was even really very unhappy because I was thinking that it was my mistake, that I did something wrong, you know, in behavior or something, you know, and that I should know what he if he has any plan to do it or something like that. But through this year, when I listen to you and Tony, so it helps me that it's more free for me now. You know,
it's so normal that people think when somebody is dying, people think, oh, I didn't do anything. I didn't do enough. What did I wrong? So normal.
Yeah.
I did that with my mother also. That's so,
Yeah,
So,
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, a little bit in between. We for everybody, maybe there are some people new also from the beginning, that there is next Sunday there will be no meeting, but in 2 weeks there will be another meeting. So I will do it every 2 weeks now. So just to let you know. There comes a long chat. I always thought when the meat drops, I have to talk about it, but that doesn't happen. So there's no desire to do that at all unless it comes up in conversation. Yeah. I see, I prefer to go shopping. It's just something normal to me, expected much more. Yeah, that's so normal. Yeah, and this I was always busy with groups, and I all my life. I think when I was 18, I already had groups around me, so I liked it very much. I had all my life I had different things to do, but it was always about groups and having groups meetings with other people about education, about anything. So it's just what's in the character also. Yeah, of course. It doesn't matter. No, of course. It's nice to just sit in the garden or do some shopping or anything. And the funny thing is also when in the beginning here I started the meetings from that people asked to do meetings, and it was the little groups of people that came into my house. And before I was talking to groups about education and for children and things like that, and I had big audiences and a lot of people coming. And after those meetings, I was really like uplifted and a lot of energy, things like that. And then I had those meetings, and I thought it will be the same. So I had those meetings, and then afterwards I was walking outside, and there was just nothing going on. There was no difference. It was the same as the meeting itself. Wow, that was also, wow, this is something new, that there's no difference between meetings or walking outside. It's the same. It's not much more important or something like that, no. Mhm. Yeah, it seems this character prefers alone majority of the time more than groups. Yeah, sure, that can be, of course, yeah. And you never know what's happening. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's, God, it's amazing. Mm. Total beauty, that nothing matters. Yeah. Wow. Mm. Even when it matters, because a lot of times it seems like when you say nothing matters, it seems like it's making it down, like, oh, nothing matters. But it's not nothing matters. It's like, oh, nothing matters. It's something like that. It's more alive. Mm. And it can be, can be also like, oh, don't want playing a game and not wanting to lose and like that. And then it's like that. It's not playing a game and then saying, oh, I don't mind that I'm losing. That's, it's playing a game, and there can be a character wanting to win. And then afterwards, I don't even remember who was winning. I was very like this. And then I can't even remember what was it about. Who was winning? I can't. Oh, wow, it's amazing. And sometimes there is a remembering. It's so different, and you can't pick it like, oh, it's like this or it's like this. You can't say anything about it. It's just alive. It's very alive. Full on. Everything is full on. Everything is full on. Also, when it's dull, it's also full on dull or something like that. It's the same. This is also about there's nothing wrong. And that in a sense that's huge, because the me and the individual and the whole survival system is always busy with trying to make things right. There's something wrong in the world, there's something wrong with me, there's something wrong with you, there's all with in the world and everywhere, with the job. So there's always something wrong, and we're trying to make it right, and that's always giving a lot of attention. And you're a good person when you make people feel more happy, you take care of people, so you're always busy to change the circumstances or make people happy or things like that. And this is about there's nothing wrong. This is it. When there's pain, there's pain. And it's not like, oh, there's pain and forget it. It's like there's nothing trying to change it. And that's in somewhere you could say the me is looking for that there's nothing wrong. There's always trying to change or trying to get better, or there's something not right, or I'm not right, or I'm not a good person, or anything like that. There's so much going on always. And when there's just this is it. There's nothing wrong, but there's also nothing right. This is just it. That's huge. That's colossal. And in the same time, it's so normal. It's just so obvious that, of course, there is nothing wrong. How can we say that there's some behavior is wrong and some behavior is good? It's just behavior. That's just behavior, and there can be a feeling of pain or grief or anything, but it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling, that's it. Nothing wrong, nothing right. Feeling it, it's not about feeling it, or it's not wrong that when you don't feel it or something like that. It's just the way everything happens. That's it. That's life. Life is just what is happening. So when there's going to the toilet, there's going to the toilet, and when there's walking, and there's a feeling or there's not a feeling. It doesn't matter. Everything is it. So if you're going to outside when there's sun shining, or you're staying inside in your own, it's just what's happening. It's not by you, it's just happening. There's this character, Rose, is just, life is just rosing in that sense. So the way I'm speaking and the way I'm doing and the way I'm saying things, is just Rose saying things. And there's no need to do the same or listen to it and talking like that or things like that. I always was trying to imitate some people. It's just like, this is Rose, and she's doing like that, that's it, and other people doing like that, that's it. But it's so soon, when there's a me, there's always something not right yet, or there's somebody else not right yet. This is it. This is what's happening. And it's this. It's already this. This is what you're looking for. And it's already there. Thank you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Rose.
Oh, there's another question. There's a Rose that's already all the rest as well. What? Thank you. Oh, there's a Rose that is already the rest as well. I can't understand that question. Rose is just Rose.
Can I ask?
Bye.
I'm sorry. I was the one that wrote the question.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there is a rose, no?
Yeah.
Acting as a rose, but that is being rose is also Adriana, Gloria, the tree, the sky, everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is not more important than something else. It seems like, because
but it's the same thing at the same time. Although there is like a point or a contraction, like you say, that is acting and showing up as rose instead of a tree. There is somehow an awareness that says, here's Rose speaking, here's Adriana speaking, here is whoever or whatever.
No, there's no awareness. When there's no me, there's no awareness about what is going on. It's just. So
my wonder is about if there is nothing and there is all at the same time, and there is like this oneness that is everything and everybody. How does it come out sometimes as being me, Adriana, or the table, or something else? You know, it's difficult to explain.
There's
Did you understand?
Yeah, I no, not really, but there's no why. the me is always asking, why is it different than that? But there's no why, there's just what's happening. And then there's Rose, and then there's, I don't know, there's no answer for that. There's no why, there's no because.
Yeah, it's not a why. My question is like,
No.
I don't know, maybe it's how, or yeah, maybe it's a why. You are right.
It doesn't matter, but there's no answer for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank
Rose
you.
Roes.
Oh.
Very much. Bye, Rosemary.
It is